So this is a state of play at Ludham Bridge at 12:25 in the afternoon. We have 7'6" clearance, and tide is rising. High tide will be here about 1500, and I've just watched a few boats going through, some better than others, because you can maybe see that the tide is indeed coming through. It's a real restriction here. So if you're going through downstream on a rising tide, once you realise you're going to get under the bridge, then go decisively. Get some revs on, get some water over the rudder, and you're off steerage, and you won't be pushed around. A couple of boats came up to the bridge, a lot of sort of backwards and forwardsing, then the bow came and saw more of that tide coming through, and it just pushed it sideways. So also think about other boats coming up. They're going to have a harder time holding station the other side because they're coming with the tide. So technically they have right of way, but I don't think many holidaymakers are going to really understand quite what's at play here with who's got right of way, when and where. But that's the situation here anyway. Just see that height marker there. Some say these are out by about 6 inches. To be honest, there's 4 of these markers. There's 2 on approach and there's 1 right here, and they all tell me different things. I think listening light's going to get ready to go underway. Here's an Alpha coming through, private craft. The sort of walkways are just visible under the bridge, but obviously as the tide rises they will disappear. So you can see for like one of those type of boats, loads of clearance, even at, as I say, 7'6". So once you know what your air draft is, just steady away, keep it straight, nice and simple. Worst thing you can do at any bridge is arrive at it and not be decisive, if that's the right word to use, because the tide will catch you and you'll get into all sorts of difficulties. One thing that's interesting though is just the sheer height of the water level still. Leave aside clearances under bridges, look at it here, just being kept within the realms of the riverbank. The watering point mooring over there. Again. I don't know for how long, but it's lovely to see one of these Hampton 25 still in a hire fleet after so many years. Mermaid underwent quite significant refurbishment a number of years ago, and although things have changed since then on board, she still retains the colour scheme and other elements. And I just think these are proper, harking back to the days when you kind of had, you know, some small little 2 berths in various configurations, aft cockpit, centre cockpit, this sort of thing, and there was something for everyone, you know, cheap, small, larger, and nowadays it's sort of been lost, and we have much larger boats, much higher costs, yes, far more space inside, fewer people, and of course far more luxurious, but yeah, just a shame that oh, stop it, I'm talking too much about the past, harking back to the good old days. I'm just coming down here simply to just, you know, many people have seen this. This is a spigot for a gun back in the war to try to defend the important bridge. But what lots of people don't know is that mill over there, which is derelict now, was a pillbox and reinforced. We've got the cuts in the side of the brickwork where you would have shot from. Twin level, and it's hidden there. You can get to it, you can walk around. It's a bit of an interesting walk through the brush, but you can get to it and have a look inside. So that would have been another defended position, but thankfully never needed to be used. So there we go. So I haven't come here on a boat. I've driven here today, but literally just to come and have a look at what the water levels were like, see what the height under the bridge was like, and comes another boat, Herbert Woods. They will have no trouble coming through, but obviously they're going with that incoming current. Really useful to know what the tide is doing at Yarmouth, what time is high water, what time is low water, work out, you know, what that's going to affect further on the different rivers. We're a long way from Yarmouth here, but you can just see gently stuff floating past. And because the land, the marshes are so saturated, that water volume is being pushed more. So even at this location here, it's not going to make the biggest difference, but certainly at the St Bennet's moorings, which are not far away, you certainly wouldn't want to be coming to moor with the tide. You'd certainly be wanting to know what that tidal influence was doing, turn more against the tide. Focusing light here. Find it quite funny where they fitted bow thrusters, but because of their shallow hull they have to be so far back from the bow. I think they used to be Folkestone Harbour from Harbour Cruises. Were they called Harbour Cruises? Brundle based hire yard, if memory serves correct. So yeah. Right, I will say that's the end of that, and I'm off to Wroxham now. Get some sausage and batter and chips, I think, but certainly not the best of days, but it's not as bad here as it could be. Some of the country really has had it worse than us in the east.